Wait a minute, where's my phone?
We're not
lying.
Hey guys.
We're not lying.
Is that my phone?
This is day one.
Oh no, I'm sitting.
This is day one.
I kept yours warm.
T-Fit, CJ, Thelma,
We're not in
Agnes.
it. Carla.
So will you go with it, please? So right now we're talking about relationships. We're talking about revisiting old relationships. We're talking about the petty things that people do after a relationship. We're talking about, is it ever a good song? Is it ever a good? Is there ever a good reason to go back to an old relationship? What's the pros and cons of that? Can you be a better person the second time in a relationship with somebody? So we're just gonna go in about all that kind of stuff. Let me turn this down. So who's up first? Who wanna talk about it?
Okay, so in my opinion, I feel like when you're in a relationship with somebody and y'all break up for a long period of time, it's not going to be the same when you try to do it again. In my opinion.
You think that you learn when y'all break up and y'all start dating other people, you start realizing what you lost in that situation?
Yes.
And so that makes you better when you go back to that person?
I mean, you could be, I guess it's like different stroke for different folks. You could be better or you could not be better. Mm-hmm. But I feel like usually in my experience, anybody that I broke up with long term and we try to make it work again, it didn't work. Mm. But once again, different stroke for different folks, and you have to, it just depends on the person.
It does, because in some, like there's a saying that says that if you sail backwards, you'll never see the horizon. Like if you go backwards, you never gonna see it. But there are cases where people have been married to somebody, they marry that person 2 or 3 times, and they end up dying together at one point because they realized that was always their soulmate. Right. And they had to go through different things and learn different things about themselves and have different experiences in order to love that person better the second and the third time.
Okay. And there's that saying that say that if it was meant to be, they'll always come back.
Exactly.
So
this is
I believe in that also.
I mean, there's people that go to high school with somebody. They was high school sweetheart. They break up, and 20 years down the line, they end up being the love of their life. Right. So it's always a positive, but there's also situations where if somebody burns you once, they can burn you twice.
Yep. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
This is definitely true. But with love, I feel like you're stepping out on a limb. Regardless if you met him 2 seconds ago or you met him 2 years ago. Right. You're stepping out on a limb every single time you're in love with somebody, because anything can go any different way that we don't expect it to go. And you have to be prepared that you could get your heart broken. You got to be prepared that you could be happy. The goal is to be happy, but at the end of the day, this is life, and people change, and you can just be fucked at the end.
Yep, because people can give you that representative all over again.
All over again, People like to sell you a dream. Yep, and it's just like, you think that this is your forever happily ever after, and the fact is it's a whole fucking nightmare. And I just feel like it's just a lot of women, we just go through nightmares.
Thinking it's eventually be that.
And that, and then it'll eventually change.
What you about to say, Tanya?
Nothing.
Because Tanya, I want to ask you something. Because I know you have contemplated going back to prior relationships. I know that you have had moments of when you felt like, you know what, if I'm more mature now, and if I was to go back in this relationship, I'll be a better person this time.
Yeah, I did. But now that I have no distractions and had the time to reevaluate myself, thinking about it, it sounds good. But when both parties had said and done sometimes too much, is it worth it? So I'll never forget the love that I have for this woman. We'll never forget that. But I don't know if it's enough. And it probably will never be enough. I don't know if she would ever, if she thinks I've changed. A lot of people don't think I have changed. And,
That's okay.
With my history, they should expect that. But I know I did. So the next time around for me not being with anybody for a year has been breathtaking because I'm independent. I like to do what I want to do. Get up and go where I want to go when I want to do it. So I'm used to that without laying with someone. And I learned that. And when you can, you know, I said in our other segment, when is enough? And even though I did a lot of things, but I was abused too, so I'm not going to take in so much. And you know, like Thelma said, different strokes for different folks. So as a woman, I know what I'm going to tolerate, and I'm just not going back to certain things. So if that person didn't grow, and I hear through the grapevine they're still going through what they're going through, I don't want to go back to that. So I'm good on that note. Even though I might bring her better and everything like that. So, you know, you live and you learn.
So you would never go back?
At this point in time, no.
No. Ooh, I love that.
Do you think that
and that's hard. That hurts for me to even say it. But I can't.
Do you think that time plays a part? Because I remember back, I know that when I first met you, Agnes, I had just broken up with somebody. I was in a relationship for a long time. And you said, excuse me guys, my voice is going. You said, don't wait too long. And I didn't really know what that meant when you said it. But as the years went by, I understood clearly what you were saying. Don't let so much time go past, because it really will. It will break that. It will break that bond that you once had. You will end up being a stranger to that person. And vice versa. And it's, at that point, everything that you saw that was positive in that person, you start seeing all the flaws, because you're not interested in that person anymore. You don't see that person through the same colored glasses that you once seen that person. Because too much time has passed.
For me, it's not that I don't see, because I know this woman she was definitely capable, but things have changed between us. It's me. It's me. It's me. I can't say her because I haven't talked to her. It's me, and I know what I'm not going to stand for anymore.
Right, you won't settle.
I'm not settling. So
look at Lola like that was like this.
Sidebar. I think Lola misses
Tamia. She keep going on so long.
I think she
we got a cat. We got a cat back here.
Yes, we have a cat. Lola Bear. Lola Bear Johnson. Come here.
Tamia, look at her. She misses Tamia. That's probably why she's sad. Look at her. She misses
Come here. She want her old thing back too.
I know.
I'm gonna say
don't go back.
What I will say, the past is, for a reason. Yes, you've been. You know, I wanted to say to you because I don't want to give you too much credit, but everything that you had said, it was in the dome. No, everything Agnes was saying, I'm like, damn, I wanted to say that.
What did she say? Because I don't think.
Well, you know what you said. Go back and watch it. But everything that she said, I was thinking.
What's the point, though? Tell me.
The point. Stop that.
No, I'm saying for the camera. What's the point?
Don't, for me, I'm not going to say for everybody else. No, the past is the past for a reason. Right. Say that. So, even though it hurts, and even though the memories, and like myself, I think I could bring more to the table. But when the communication stops, it stops, and it's for a reason. It's for a reason. It's not for you to keep going backwards. When you know it's what you, again, what you allow. And I know if I want to get in a relationship, I can. But there's things that I still need to do, because women and men, we put ourselves on pedestals. What we want out of life, we want better, this and that third. When I get T right, then that's when I'm going to be, you know, I'm going to throw myself out there to everybody, like I do.
Have you ever gone back in a relationship and you be all gun-ho about it, and then you realize it's the same shit because you haven't changed and that person hasn't changed? It's the same issues, and when y'all both come together, it just makes a cocktail of bullshit.
And that's why I said the past is for a past for a reason.
Go ahead. I was going to say that I believe that too.
But sometimes, if that person was really, really good, it's worth the chance. Yeah. It's like you don't get to try, but not to go through the bullshit you go through. And we're going to talk about what you just said. Because I couldn't. Yeah.
Because she ain't really said too much.
You never said that about me.
Right, but who cares?
No, all you do is talk.
Everybody, do y'all see Agnes is carrying boss lady? She's the boss.
She is.
She's definitely the boss.
But she can't get the floor right now because
right.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm the lover because I'm an Aries.
The lover.
I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead, Agnes.
So what I was saying is I've never gone back because I always felt like going back, like the past is past for a reason. What happened is what happened, and you should never go back because then who knows if it's going to be different. But my thing is the present relationship that I'm in is one time that I have gone back because we split for a month, only a month, a real month, and we went back 13 years later. This is us 13 years later. But that's the only time I've ever went back. But I always told myself I would never go back, and I've never gone back. But I have this one time.
But you know what the thing about it is? I feel like people feel some type of way about going back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's nothing wrong with going back if it's not doing anything to you. It's something wrong with going back if it's making you feel low. You know what I mean? I mean, people are in different relationships for different reasons, whether it's for emotional, whether it's for financial, mental, emotional. You know what I mean? And it's like, once again, you're going to go back and you're going to keep doing whatever you do until you feel like you've had enough. And I think that's what it's all about. We can't dictate. I can't say, Agnes, on Tuesday, you can't go back to whatever. You might go back to that situation 5 more times before you say, I'm done with it.
Right.
I might go back 1 more time.
Right.
Until I'm like, you know what, I'm done with this.
Because that was your end.
Right. Because that was my end. But that's what I'm saying. That statement, different strokes for different folks, is serious.
Yes, it is.
Because you don't know what you'll do until you're put into that situation. You know what I mean? And you don't know. It's easier to say and dictate and put an opinion on something when you're not in it. You know what I mean? And it's just like, when you're in it, it's hard. It's hard to cope. It's hard to get out of. It's hard to deal with. You know what I mean? And relationships is just crazy all the way around.
They are. Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like how you handle it is how you handle it. How I handle it is how I handle it. I might be in somebody's crisis center because I done lost my whole fucking mind.
Right.
You might be at somebody's bar like, fuck this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's just kind of like, it's just different.
It is. And the whole thing about life is that you want to live life with no regrets.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. So if you feel like that's something that you got to satisfy, you have to exhaust everything before you feel like I'm done with this person. I'm gonna throw this person away. If that's what you need to do to satisfy that, that's what you got to do to satisfy it.
Yes.
Because we as people, we all come broken. We all have our issues. We all have our limitations.
Right.
And so if your spirit is telling you that this person is not a throwaway, this person needs another chance, and you have the energy to give. If you have the energy to give, then you know what I mean. Like there's no rules to it. There's no rules to life.
There's no rules to it. Yeah, we're just living.
Right.
We're just living the best way we know.
We watch each other.
Yeah.
But the thing is, life, relationships don't come with a manual.
It don't.
It comes by trial and error.
Yes.
And everybody's trial and error is different.
Right.
And it's just like, you know, like I said, what you may do, I may not do. What you may do, I may not do. What you may do, I may not do. And it's just like, it's okay.
Because how many times?
Because we don't know.
Have we all sat together and be like, I would not.
I wouldn't do
that.
We do that all the time.
You know, and it's okay because everybody's different, and it's okay. The main thing is that you have good girlfriends like we have here.
Yes, we do.
And we here to support. And we here to tell the truth. You know what I mean? And we here to say, I don't agree with that. But it's okay because I'm going to be here. Right. If you fall, I'm going to be here for you. And that's what it's about. It's about the sisterhood. Because at the end of the day, that's what you need, regardless of work relationships, personal relationships, you know, your kids. You need a support system. Right. You need a support system. And that's what it's about. And I think that people kind of feel like oh, I don't have anybody. No, you have to reach out. You have to ask, and you have to go, because we're all going through the same thing.
Yep.
We just don't talk about it, because when we talk about it, it's like some people feel like, oh, that's a weakness in us. Fuck that. Embrace that weakness.
Yep.
Because we all
you have
going
to know
through
your
it.
audience, and you have to know who you're talking to.
Absolutely.
You have to know what your friends'
Absolutely.
intentions. If you have
Absolutely.
friends and they have good intentions and they have good audience,
Absolutely.
that's when you know who you share with.
Absolutely.
And even though you might think it might be difficult, like I know y'all, you think I'm difficult and
As fuck.
yeah, but the thing about it is, bitch,
As fuck.
listen,
Just don't say difficult.
listen,
As fuck.
bitch, when we first met,
But she a
think
ride.
about when we first
She a
Yes.
ride.
when we
Yes.
first
I was
met,
like, oh, I
bitch.
like her. I was in a training.
Look, and
I was like, this motherfucker.
listen, I was like, this bitch right here, like,
Right.
that's my
Right.
my girl right there.
Right.
Oh, so y'all all met from training? Because Carla
Them
never.
two,
I met through training.
We
I met Agnes first, and then I met Carla.
Because
Because
she never
when
told
I
me how she
seen
met
wait,
y'all.
when I seen Carla, I didn't know how to take her. I was
Yeah,
like, what the
yeah,
fuck
look,
is
look,
going on?
Yeah, you
And
was like
I-
that
That's
sexy.
it's a question
And I
mark.
was
Yeah,
like,
like that sexy. I told you that
You said that,
persistence.
though. You
I
like,
did.
okay.
I didn't know how to take Carla. I was like, I didn't see her in the meetings.
I told you.
You're black. She was like, is she have that flex? She's like, she's
Yeah,
gay.
yeah. That's a German flag.
I said, sure, it's like a question mark.
It's a black
Oh,
product.
Yeah, and I was like, it's just a question mark.
Yeah.
I don't know about her. I see her coming in for the meetings and stuff like that, but I'm not.
But she made it. She stood out like, whoa, wait a minute.
But then I brought Lachey in.
Yes.
Everybody's favorite.
But guess what? We went on our first trip together.
That's
Oh my God.
And I said, oh my God, I love Carla. I was like, I love Carla. I was like, oh my God. So that's why when recent events happened, I said, oh no, I'm not going to do that. No, you're not going to do I'm calling Carla as soon as my phone charges. So she can know what the fuck is going on.
I appreciate it.
I was like, I don't like this. You're not, that's my good girlfriend.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to do
She's
this.
I've known her for 30 years. She's one of a kind. You gotta love her.
No,
You gotta know where to love her.
We know you're 35 years.
Carla is the motherly, responsible.
She's not motherly. She's just.
She is motherly.
She's
like,
thorough.
don't forget this. I'm on time. It's 1 o'clock. That's why we
I
was
don't
late
know.
today.
Yeah,
You're late.
Yeah, she's Aggie. She's Aggie.
I'm sorry.
She's not. She's Aggie. She's Aggie. Yeah, because she's
She
a
is
square.
And she's a mother out of the
She's
group.
a motherfucking square.
Damn, I said mother. You said
No, but you got a motherfucking square. Because
Yeah, she is a square.
that's because Carla be like a fucking bitch, but she's like a fucking bitch square. Like she is.
But she's a mother
like
out
she's
of the
a
group.
she's so sweet.
Well, there you have it, everybody. What I was
Listen,
saying, but I didn't want to
Carla's
say it.
so sweet
Carla is
and
a
kind,
mother.
but
She
she's a
is.
motherfucker
She
when it
is.
comes to it, like bitch. She is sweet. But
So
she's
now
a
y'all
bitch.
understand.
She
But she's a good bitch.
She is. The
And if you
bitch.
say she's bad, she's a bad bitch.
She an old bitch.
We
Yeah.
both, you and I had the most inflexible. Is that word inflexible?
Whatever, you can make
personalities out the group.
Yeah.
Lachey and Thelma are more flexible.
Yes,
They
yes.
go with the flow.
Yes, flow bitches.
It's usually you and I that cause the most.
Because it's we like more cookie cut.
Yes.
Like bitch. Come
Yeah,
on.
we're cookie cutter.
Like
We're
these
black
bitches.
and white.
Yeah, these bitches are like we'll just,
I wish she was here to defend herself. I would have loved that
I
one.
know next time.
Next time.
However,
Agnes is the bitch out of the group.
Yes.
Certified.
Yes.
Bitch. Carla
I got
is
it
the
from my
mother
mom.
of
I
the
got it
group.
from my mom.
She will get your
I want my mom to
Yes,
I got it
mother.
from her. My mom.
Carla
I
is
got
the
her
mother
from-
out of the group. Will get your ass all the way together. Why are you late?
But that
You
be
said
late.
you was gonna be here at 1
But that-
o'clock.
but
I'm
that be-
sitting here waiting.
And that be
oh wait a
late.
minute, I was
Then
waiting at
talk about,
12:45.
Yes,
But
yes,
that was me.
yes.
This bitch gonna tell me, oh, it's giving you a grace period. Bitch.
Yes,
You
I
ain't tell me you was
had
giving me a grace period.
No.
Tell me
No,
about it.
Me
you
and
was the
Shay-
grace period.
Me and Shay are the one that's like, we're easy going.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're late.
Whatever y'all want to do.
Late.
Okay. If
Late.
you're late, you're late.
CP
If you're on
time.
time, you're on time.
CP time.
But these two bitches right here,
Yeah, I'm like, bitch.
it's a different
But I
fucking
text her
breed.
like, bitch.
They're a different fucking breed.
I had to get her more time because what happens is I went to her house and I'll be out for her for 20 minutes and she'll be literally in the shower still.
20 minutes, but
shower. She hasn't even dried off yet. And then I'll be sitting there on the phone.
I love my friends.
I'm late, but I'm just saying, when I'm late, I tell her I'm late. This bitch gonna just pop up. Like, no, she said 5 minutes after I text her.
You know why? Because
like,
I know one thing about my friends. I know you and Lachey require grace periods. Both of y'all motherfuckers.
Who's you?
Lachey and Agnes require.
I do because I get in the shower late.
And Thelma goes ghost on us. She will not answer text.
Yes, let's talk
You know
about
what it is? Okay.
Let's talk about that.
Y'all can talk about
Let's talk about text. Okay.
Let's talk
Let's talk about text. My friends will be in a whole group chat and text 50 messages, and I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know where the fuck to start from. I don't even know where the fuck to start from. I love my friends to death, but then it's like I just can't man at the end. And I'm like, well, you know what? Still need for me to comment.
Well, let's talk about you ignoring the whole thread.
Yeah, talk about that.
Yesterday, what happened yesterday?
Talk about the whole thread she ignored yesterday.
You just
Go on.
every
Was it Friday? Friday or Saturday? Don't matter. Whatever.
You still look every Friday.
Just ignore us.
Listen.
I don't ignore
How you gonna come in the
y'all.
text talking about what she said? Bitch, hold on, her phone, bro.
Wait a minute.
I'm talking
And
about.
Agnes is the one that's
You know
always
why? She called
pulling my shit.
She called me about, somebody was kicking my back in at work. That's what happened.
Right, and then you had chimed in on the text about what she said. Bitch,
Yeah, here go Agnes.
Where
this bitch at?
Where
Where this bitch at?
On the hip, okay.
Where this bitch
Look,
at?
She said the battery was low.
Low.
We don't believe shit this bitch say. We already
I'm
know.
dead. I got
We don't
nothing to
believe
say.
shit this bitch say at all.
Look at her. Who that?
So what we gonna talk about? We talking about
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's the end of that segment.
Yes.
All right.